Now advice to all the groups. Do not love the world or the things of the world. Now, what does this mean? He's using the word world in a very specific sense. It's a wonderful definition. If I had to remember that I had it upstairs, I would have, from Father Donatien Mola, who was my old doctor father and a commentator on John. And he's talking about the world. He said, the world, now these are my words, except the last few I remember from this definition. See, the world is a complex of forces. They can be physical and emotional, but they're also military, economic, social, emotional, it's a whole, and demonic. That's the world. If you love the world, you've had it. You're not with Christ. Now, some people like to sort of like keep a foot in each camp. It's a very dangerous game. Depends on which foot you're standing on when you die, where you go. Don't love the world or the things of the world. He doesn't mean you don't go to the grocery store. He means this whole complex of forces, which at its root, these are Father Mola's words, there is this mystery of rejection and refusal. Satan. Now you don't have to be a rocket scientist to see him at work in an affluent culture. And so that's modern West, right? We're not the only ones who have any truck with the devil, but we do a good job of it. And so we have poverty and nobody paying any attention to it because I'm comfortable. Then we have sexual indulgence with no responsibility. If a child is conceived, kill it. Now, that change, feeds the world in two ways. I don't really know how many people in Planned Parenthood or these other groups are fanatically devoted to abortion. But I know that they're fanatically devoted to money. And this is money. I mean, billions of dollars. That's this world of refusal and rejection. No. So that's why he says, don't love that place, that atmosphere, that complex. Because if anybody loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Pretty blunt. Just not there. Now, it doesn't mean that the Lord's heart is not broken. He is stirring up people every day. Go preach. Go talk. Go help. These poor people, what have they got? A Cadillac? And then what? This whole world of, it's summed up for me in an ad was in the New York Times, 30, 40 years ago. I don't have it quite straight because I forgot which color, but there was an ad for a man's clothes. And it said, be a man, be distinctive, wear brown suits. I thought, that's it? I mean, that's the grip that the world has? That if you are that countercultural, you wear a brown suit instead of a blue suit, you're really heroic. What if you worship Jesus? Then you'd be dangerous. I just thought, I don't know how long that ad lasted in the time. I thought, this is the silliest thing I have ever seen. But imagine if your whole life were caught up in being countercultural. I wear brown suits. I mean, what kind of a life would it be? I don't have to expatiate, but that is the world. So all that is in the world, sensual lust, enticement for the eyes, and a pretentious life. That's the way they translate. So you remember the old one is the desire of the flesh, the desire of the eyes, and the pride of life. That's what drives us if we're not in love with Jesus. And you get a whole, you get 30 million people doing this, or 30 billion, whatever we are. And man, we got problems. And all it is empty show. I got a brown suit on. Look how courageous I am. And if somebody challenges me to something moral, I'll crumble. You see, for all that, it's not from the Father. And who's the Father? He's the creator of everything, whose love, whose beauty, whose reliability, whose truthfulness, whose tenderness is ineffable. But the world and its enticements are passing away. Even if the world lasts another 1 billion years, as far as you're concerned, 20 or 30 and it's over. But whoever does the will of God remains forever. What a promise. The Word of God.